Alright folks, Pacini's Idiot. Let's head on to case 13. I have actually the 15 energy, so let's get through this as much as we can, save some energy. Alright, so now we gotta find his former mentor. Ooh, Falcon. Nice. I've seen Falcon in years, but now we know that demons are roaming the earth with unimaginable powers. I need his advice. He lives off the grid, isolating himself in these woods, but I know how Falcon thinks, so it won't be hard to find him. I so Bree is right. Alright, Ace, she'd infiltrate the werewolf pack to find out whether they're in league with the demons. Yeah, but Bree's a tough cookie. She knows that she has a job to do. Meanwhile, so do we, so let's spread out and track down Falcon. Follow my lead, Ace. Pay close attention to the tree trunks, though. Ace, thank goodness you're here. Arthur Darkwood, what the heck are you doing out here in the middle of nowhere? Well, the third season of Weird Stuff is being filmed in these woods, and it's the TV adaptation of my best-selling horror book series. Some really strange things have been happening here lately, no pun intended. What do you mean strange things? Unexplained storms, unusual animal behavior, and bizarre noises coming from the forest. You seem to have a talent for solving mysterious occurrences, Ace. Maybe you can help. You think we're experts at strange things, do you? You're more right than you think, Mr. Darkwood. Ace will start looking into this, starting at the film set. I'll have Gwen meet you there. Instead of Stranger Things, it's weirder stuff. That's funny. Let's see if we can get a star here. Oops, there's a body. I don't even see where the fog machine is. For the love of Pete. Oh my gosh, it's all the way up there. Wow. Okay, well, that's a fail. Hello, Mr. Darkwood. Apparently you need help with... Oh my goodness, is that a dead guy? Or are those special effects? Well, that's Rex Lane. He's the star of Weirder Stuff. He definitely shouldn't be burned to a crisp. Alright, take a deep breath, Mr. Darkwood. Wait over there. We'll speak to you in a minute. So much for tracking down the chief's mentor, Ace. We've got a murder to solve for a writer named Arthur Darkwood. Especially if there are strange things involved. Let's start by getting that body to bend. And if you're right, the name of Weirder Stuff director is written on that clapperboard. And they could be a solid lead. But the chalk's kind of smudged. Let's get to work, Ace. The sooner we can figure out who killed Rex Lane, the sooner we can get on the Falcon's trail. Yeah, thanks, Nate. Thanks for sending me the report. You guys were very, very quick in doing that, so that was helpful. Oh, I need stars. That's right. Alright, guys. I'll see you guys when I grab some stars. Pacini's 8. Horrible. Finish off chapter 1. Alright, folks. Pacini's 8. We're back. Let's examine this clapperboard. Senior. Oh. S. Ridley. Oh. Research director is S. Ridley. Scott Ridley. The guy who made the Spawn of the Dead movies. As the show's director, Miss Ridley would have known the victim pretty well, which means we should go speak to him. Let's tell Mr. Ridley we're Weird Stuff fans. That's a decent cover story. I know, Toy Story is really old. But Toy Story, Cars, love Coco right now. Oh, and Aladdin. I've been watching Aladdin too. I can't believe Rex Lane was murdered. He's burned alive in the middle of a forest. Something like right out of the show. Just start at the beginning, Mr. Dark. Would you tell us before it because they were filming Weirder Stuff? As the author of the Weirder Stuff books, The studio wanted me here for some ridiculous publicity stunt called Darkwood in the Dark Woods. I didn't know Rex well, except that he was playing the lead role in the show, a mad Soviet general experimenting with monsters. Do you think this murder has anything to do with the strange happenings lately? Dude, I have no idea. I'm hoping you guys can find out. Hey, who are you guys? What are you doing on my set? Oh, we're like your biggest fans, Mr. Ridley. We love weird stuff and heard rumors it was being filmed out here. Well, when we got to your film set, we found Rex Lane had been murdered. Wait, what? Rex is dead? Oh, that's just what I need. Well, you don't seem very upset about it. It's sad, I suppose, but that's life. People die. I'm more worried about shutting down production for a few days. That's going to be expensive. And I'm not also entirely surprised. This is just the latest in a series of strange disasters on the set. What do you mean disasters? Look, I need to call the studio and tell them what's happening. You people need to get out of the way. Looks like there's a recreation over there for the cast crew ace. Let's have a look around while we're getting out of the way. Lucky for us, this recreation area is deserted. We can look around without being noticed. I think you're right, Ace. Those torn pieces of fabric look like they come from Rex Soviet military costs. Let's sew them back together to be sure. We might as well rummage through that creative process while nobody is around. Oh, look, they have the Ships Ahoy costumes in here. Perfect. Oh, snap. Holy cow, Ace, that mask you found on the creative props here me after death is so lifelike. This mask belongs to one of Rex Lane's fellow cast members. We might have another lead. Put up the name written on the inside of the mask. Creepy. There we go. Well, this hat is from the victim's costume, Ace, and there are burn marks all over it, which means it must have been brought here by the killer. But to say let's have pre-examine this hat, but she's undercover infiltrating the werewolves. Looks like Ben will be putting in some overtime in the lab. We don't want to whisper that, you know, since we're out in the open. Yeah, Ricky got hit with the band hammer. No spoiling, even if it's been 25 years. The mask belongs to a certain Linda Regan. She used to be one of the victim's co-stars. The more we find out about Rex Lane, the better. So let's ask Miss Regan some questions. Duo Creo's okay. She's supposed to resist her werewolf instincts, but now she jumped head first into the pack. Yeah, we're all worried about her, but Priya is strong and smart. I can't think of anyone better to go undercover to find out whether the werewolves are in cahoots with the demons. Now, have you made any progress with the victim's hat? I have, in fact, and it's kind of unsettling. It's obvious that the hat was torn up by the Rex Lane's killer. The char marks and smoke are identical to what I found on his other clothing. The killer must have been furious with the victim. Not only did they rip up his hat, they also stomped all over it. Stomped on it? The pattern of these marks is consistent with a very specific form of footwear. Do a little research, but the killer trampled on this hat while wearing snowshoes. Looking for us, Rex Lane's killer left their mark, Ace. They used snowshoes. I don't want to jump to conclusions, Ace, but this body has me worried. About what? Rex Lane was obviously burned alive, but there's no accelerant used. You'd expect there to be gasoline or some other chemical. The victim's wounds indicate that he was killed by pure, high-intensity flames. These might have been caused by a flamethrower, but there are also dozens of supernatural creatures capable of producing flames like these. Wait, like dragons or something? It can't be specific. All I'm saying is be careful out there in the forest, Ace. Alright, we'll keep our wits about us. We'll also keep our eyes peeled for a flamethrower. Killer did leave one clue behind. I found some crumbs on the body, which I've determined come from frozen waffles. You know, the kind you buy in the supermarket? Now, since these waffle crumbs were burned, it means that they were left behind if they were committed by the killer. Something we can work with, Ace. Our killer, human or otherwise, eats waffles. Lucy, you aren't the only one who left here for 5 minutes. Ricky left here for 5 minutes too. You must be the fan Scott told me about. He just shared the news of Rex murder with the cast and crew. I weren't shocked. Did you work with Rex a lot? Well, yeah, he was one who helped me get onto the show. Nobody thought I'd make it on weird stuff because I'd never been an actor before. I have wisdom beyond my years, you might say, and a lot of people owe me favors, and Rex is one of them. So wasn't any rivalry between the two of you? Heavens, no. Rex was a legendary horror actor. The world has lost genuine talent. Okay, so we came to Idaho to find the chief's former mentor. Yep. How much would I bet he shows up, though? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Snowstorm. Wait. Where'd you go, Glenn? Hey guys, finishing chapter 1. Gotta go grab some stars. I'll see you guys back here in chapter 2. So, pitching AC8. Over and out. Let's head on to chapter 2. This is how I thought a trip to Idaho would turn out, Ace. Instead of finding the chief. Yep. Snowstorm. Where the heck did that snow come from, Ace? You're right. The doctor said there's been unexplained storms in the forest. No wonder he's so spooked. Luckily, he found this cabin and there's... Hey, wait a minute. You're right. This up here looks like it belongs to the victim, Rex Lane. This was where he was staying. Let's make the most of being in here. Take a look around this cabin. As he spotted, Ace, the light on the answering machine is flashing, which means someone left a message for the victim. If we can crack the password, we can listen to what it says. Search through the victim's wallet is a good idea. We might find something relevant to his murder. Not this marijuana bong isn't the victim's. That fresh moisture means someone besides Rex Lane recently used it. Let's test this hideous apparatus for fingerprints and find out who was here. Whoa. Okay, does that look like a flamethrower at the end of a flamethrower? Could be. Family's doing good. Doing good. Means crazy. Never a dull day in this house, that's for sure. We're always doing something. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh, that looks bad. Well, look at this card on the victim's wall. Someone's written, "You're going to burn Rex" on it, and there's a picture of a man on fire. Given that the victim was burned alive, it's safe to say this card was sent as a threat by its killer. Where does this card come from? It doesn't look like the tarot cards we've seen before. Probably best to have Felix examine it. I don't think I've ever won Associate, so I think I'm in the clear too. Yeah, you got the password. Let's listen to the message. Hey, your ex, it's Ruby. Just checking to see if you're enjoying your stay. Remember, I do laundry on Wednesday, so make sure your towels and sheets are ready to be picked up. It sounds like the person Rex Lane was renting his cabin from. And a certain Ruby Rees owns and operates Sawtooth Forest Lodge. Sounds like our Ruby base. Speaking with the victim's host could shed some light on this. There's a perfect set of fingerprints on this bong mace. Let's compare those to our records. Oh brother, the lights just flickered on and off. Come on, Ace, let's get to work on the fingerprints before we're stuck here in the dark. Definitely weird things are happening here. Interesting. Let's see a new back normal, Ace, whatever normal means around here. Plus, we found a match to the fingerprints on that bong. They're from a Haruto Matsushima. Mr. Matsushima can't be too hard to find. He's recently been near the victim's cabin. Reasons I procrastinate. Yes, you definitely can. If they ask for it, why not? Are you the general store delivery service? You better have my waffles this time. Last order you brought me was incomplete. Actually, no, we're with the Weird Stuff production team. We want to let you know your tenant Rex Lane was killed earlier tonight. Wait, what? Mr. Lane's dead? That's awful. He's renting your cabin, is that right? Yeah, he's been ever since he started filming his show. I didn't know him very well, except that he was a good guest. He never made it to bed, of course, but I've had worse. Hey, listen, who's paying for the cabin now that Rex is gone? Will you production folk be footing the bill? Oh, yeah, the bill. We'll check with the executives on that. Good. Meanwhile, someone can let me know when the investigation's over. I'll pop on my associates and hike over to the cabin to clean it out. Grease is obviously going to be a factor. Oh, hey, who are you guys? Did you bring over some more weed? No, we didn't. What are you doing here, Mr. Matsushima? Mr. Matsushima, you sound like my lawyer. Just call me Harry. Well, Harry, what are you doing in Rex Lane's cabin? Well, didn't he tell you? He let me crash here with him while he's filming. I thought everyone on the set knew. Well, he never told us. I'm afraid we have some bad news. He's been murdered. Murdered, as in killed for real? Oh, man, that's a trip. How long have you known him? We've been friends since high school. Rex became an actor and I kind of drifted around. I've been down on my luck lately, so Rex invited me here. He was always cool like that. Man, this is terrible news. And I've got the munchies. I could really go for some waffles right now. Talking about that, I want waffles too. Dude, this is nuts. I'm like a kid in a candy store. What do you mean, Felix? Being out here on this sort of weird stuff. It's like my favorite show. Alright, calm down, fam. Boy, we have a murder to solve, and that card Ace found in the victim's wall might help us with that. You're not wrong there. If that handwritten thread didn't convince you this card was somebody is killer, the card itself sure will. See, this is a Dragon's Breath card from the popular role-playing game Dungeons and Dragons and Dungeons. I'm not going into too much detail about the game. That could literally take days. It's enough to know that a player uses the Dragon Breath card to inflict a swift and fiery death on an opponent. Seeing that the killer inflicted a fiery death on Rex Lane, it's obvious that they're an experienced Dragons and Dungeons player. Well, at least our killer will learn soon enough that we're not playing games. And now that we know that it was premeditated murder, let's return to the scene of the crime to scout for more clues. Shoot, I'm gonna fall asleep now and then wake up later. Super tired now, man. So what are we looking for this time, Ace? Oh, the victim's name written on that paper. Didn't notice the lock note case right here before. Let's open that up and oh great, now we got crows. What the heck is happening in this forest, Ace? Come on, let's get to work before anything else happens. There's a bunch of SD cards inside this case, Ace. These must be the recordings filmed on set. Looking through all that footage could take a while. Let's also have Hope examine these cards. Uh-oh. Paper is someone scribbled, "You're destroying my character line." It's still been written by Arthur Dark, but the author of the original Weird Stuff stories. Trevor tells you he didn't know Rex Lane, but clearly he had a bone to pick. And let's find out why he didn't tell us. Because it implicated him in murder. And that's you, Ace. I thought you might have been Felix. He's been pounding my trailer door ever since you said it's a SD card. He's desperate to sneak a peek at the new season of Weird Stuff. Lucky for you, we're only interested whether those cards have anything to do with this murder. Well, you're in luck. These SD cards are full of cuts from the show filmed on set in the forest, and there's one scene in particular you should take a look at. Our experiment has worked, comrades. The monster's been released. Wait. Won't work another second in this ridiculous costume, Lane. This is not what I signed up for. You'll put that mask back on and like it right again, or you're gonna find another show to work on. And good luck finding anyone who will hire you. Cut. Talk about a fiery scene, Ace. Rex was really going at it with his co-star. I thought Miss Reagan was grateful the victim got her apart on Weird Stuff, but she sure doesn't sound like it. We can't speak with the victim about this argument, but we can ask Linda Reagan about this. This director, you said that you hardly knew Rex Lang, only that he was portraying one of your characters, but judging from the script, you obviously weren't happy with his performance. His presence on the set was meant to be symbolic. I wasn't here as an official consultant. I spent most of my time playing the dragons and dungeons with the director, Mr. Ridley, or snowshoeing in the mountains. When I saw Mr. Lane performing, I choked on my waffles. I was horrified by what I witnessed. How wrong? What do you mean, wait, wrong? Stanislav Yakovich, the main villain in Weird Stuff, is supposed to be charismatic, suave, with ice flowing through his veins. Lane's portrayal was a parody of the character, a hackneyed, stereotypical buffoon. He was destroying the integrity, the very essence of Weirder Stuff. My stories are my children. Nobody meddles with that. Psycho. Neither of you really have, like an oil state. After the shock of hearing about Rex's murder, I forgot to ask whether you guys wanted an autograph. Maybe later, Miss Reagan, but when we heard rumors around here that you and Mr. Lane were fighting, well, it wasn't a secret that I was angry with Rex. That selfish man only cared about was himself. What do you mean? Rex said he gave me a part of Weird Stuff, but he hardly lived up to his promise. I was supposed to get a starring role in the show, but instead I ended up as some background character wearing a monster mask. How will I possibly be adored by fans if they don't even recognize me? So that's why you two argued? I told Rex I wasn't snowshoeing back and forth from my trailer every day just for this. If he wouldn't share the spotlight with me, then he could drop dead. Crack. Wait, do you hear the noise? I think someone or something's out there, Ace. It's gonna be his his old mentor, I'm sure. He's gotta come in to play. Anyways, guys, see you guys in chapter 3 after I grab some more stars. Over now. Number 3, where we're getting some creepy things coming up in the forest. Oh my goodness, Ace, what are you doing here? We could ask you the same thing, Mr. Matsushima. Going somewhere with those bags of money? These, well, these are just, well, come on, Harry. Let's get you back inside Rex Camp and see if you can get your story straight. What's wrong? Haruto. So where'd you get this money, Harry? We thought you were down on your luck. Thing is, Rex was always a successful one, Ace, and I've always been a loser. Even as a kid, he was better than me. I think I ever won a single game of Dragons and Dungeons against him. And it's true, I've been short of cash lately, so I was grateful Rex let me stay here for a while, but I owe a lot of money to some dangerous people. So I asked my friend if he'd cover for me, but he said no. So you thought you'd kill your best friend and then steal his money? No, I didn't kill Rex, I swear. But he didn't understand. I'm desperate to pay off these loan sharks. Hopefully not desperate enough to commit murder. Now, park yourself here until we get to the bottom of this. Meanwhile, Ace, let's do another sweep of this cabin in case we missed something. Yeah, in order for you to be a mod, you basically have to come to my stream 10 times in a row. So, I gotta make sure that you're gonna be here. I mean, part of the reason they're mods, because they're usually always on. So, if this is your first time kind of coming on, or you've been on a couple times here and there, I need to see you on like 10 times in a row. Perfect. Now I can go on to the AI. That shirt you found on that belongs to Rex Lane, Ace, but the victim's initials aren't the only thing on it. That red substance could be a blood stain. We better get a sample of that. And let's tape those torn pieces back together. There's really been a lot of weird stuff happening in the Force, Ace. Let's hope these clues can help us make sense of it all. Put the red substance you collected from the victim's shirt under the microscope base. Interesting. It's like Benjamin Franklin? Is that... Alright, why am I struggling so much on this? Oh, because it's not like a real square. I know what these torn pieces of paper are, guys. This is a poster for that upcoming probably musical Franklin. Instead of Hamilton, it's expected to be a mega hit. Look, it says Rex Lane is playing the lead role of Benjamin Franklin himself. Doubt the victim tore up a poster promoting his upcoming performance, but maybe if Ben goes over with a fine-tooth comb, we can find out who did. Yeah, if you also want to be a mod, you need to join Discord. You need to start working with the mods over there, just in like regular chat, and because I know they're over on Discord quite a bit. The red substance in the victim's blood. It's red lipstick. Sounds like Rex Lane found other ways to keep warm in his cabin in the woods. You're right. Ruby Reese wears a shade of lipstick. Doesn't surprise me. I guess she was more than the victim's host. Which is something she should have told us the first time we spoke to her. Come on. Shocker. Shocker, super famous person. She rents out the place to him, and they have a relationship. So Ben, was there anything on the Franklin poster that might tell us who ripped it to pieces? I'm afraid not, but as a massive fan of weird science, Felix has a theory about this poster. And what does that have to do with it? Everything. And I mean, dudes, this is seriously bad. Great news for Rex Lane, of course, starring in a much anticipated Broadway musical, but his weirder stuff fans would have been devastated. You see, Franklin opens in a month and is expected to tour for the next few years, which means he wouldn't be able to shoot weirder stuff anymore. Rex Lane must have been leaving the show. And if Rex left, he would take a lot of TV viewers with him. Well, the victim's departure jeopardized a show that could explain the torn-up poster. Imagine the director wasn't too happy about losing a star performer. These are really hard things for fans. Let's pretend we're devastated about this news. Are you guys still here, Can't? Oh man, take a break and eat waffles in peace. How can you eat at a time like this? We just found out that Rex Lane was leaving the show. Did you know about this? Of course I did. I'm the director. I know everything that goes on around here. And you weren't upset by it? Without Rex, weird stuff is doomed. We're besides ourselves. Rex was popular, but you guys like him are a dime a dozen. There are plenty of other actors who want to get onto this show. But Rex, a diva to the very end, demanded we have a noble on-screen death. He said it was the least he deserved, and now that he was a high and mighty theater actor. I told him he'd die anyway I told him to. Oddly enough, Rex's character was meant to be killed by a huge fireball, so I guess it's just pure coincidence without what happened for real. Pure coincidence, or are you making fantasy a reality? I need to stand here listening to these accusations. I'm marching back to my trailer. I somehow think it was the director. Hey, Mr. Reese, you told us Rex Lane was merely a tenant, but it turns out you were romantically involved. Hey, sure we were lovers, but it was just a fling. I didn't think it was worth mentioning. Wait, the guy you were sleeping with was burned to a crisp, and you didn't think it was worth mentioning? We both knew the relationship was short-lived. Rex was only staying here while that show was filming, and then he'd be gone. Not to mention we were both from completely different worlds. I'm just a simple woman who likes playing dragons and dungeons in a cabin in the woods, while Rex was a Hollywood superstar. And him running back to Hollywood didn't upset you? It wasn't meant to last, and I knew it. It only wasn't anything worth killing over. She seems believable. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Holy cow, that barbecue pit just surged up in flames by itself. Come on, Ace, let's take a quick round into this recreation area before there's another fireball or snowstorm or flock of creepy birds. There's so many weird things that are happening. We already know that Rexline's killer was here after the murder, Ace, so that snowshoe bag must be theirs. Take a sample of those fibers on the outside of the bag. And I agree, the storage cover could be a good place to hide evidence. Let's crack that lock. Oh. There we go. Oh snap, here we go. There's a flamethrower hidden in the cupboard. Ace, that's not standard barbecue equipment. This must be the murder weapon. I'm actually kind of relieved we found this. Now we know for certain Rexline was killed by a human, not some crazy forest dragon or something. Ed's been pretty busy a lot with pre-undercover, and the chief knows a lot about weapons, so let's have him examine this flamethrower. I like that idea. I dismantled the killer's flamethrower within an inch of his life, Ace, examining it piece by piece, but I could save myself the trouble. There was nothing in there remotely relevant to the murder. So maybe this flamethrower wasn't the murder weapon after all? Ben might have been right. Rexline could have been killed by some sort of creature. No, this is definitely the murder weapon. The crucial clue is on the outside of the flamethrower, practically right under my nose. There's a white, greasy substance on the trigger where the killer would have activated the trigger. And I cross-checked the substance with the previous record. It turns out it's a moisturizing cream used to reduce the bags under your eyes. These are a very human killer, shouldn't be too hard to spot, Ace. They'll have bags under their eyes, just like the director. Anyways, that's my theory. Because we had this happen before, where someone like killed someone and recorded it on camera that didn't like them. I guess we're collecting those fibers. Hopefully Ben can find something that will lead us to Rex's killer. I'm sure he will. Probably tell us the color. Okay, send me on a trip down memory lane. How so? For some reason, the color of the fibers looked familiar. Once I had them under the microscope, I understood why. These fibers are cotton threads from a piece of clothing. When I laid them side by side, a pattern emerged. A green military camouflage, just like the one I used to wear in the army. Ah, so the victim was wearing a Soviet military costume when he was killed, but that uniform isn't camouflage. Exactly, which means this particular camouflage pattern is being worn by Rex Lane's killer. Yep. They'll need more than camouflage. I don't remember if the director's wearing camo, honestly. Oh, you know what? It could be his friend staying with him. Definitely not you. No way is it her. Oh, snap. Totally didn't think it would be her. She was so convincing. Wow, she was very convincing. So it was you, Ruby. You murdered Rex Lane. What? I don't know what you're talking about. It's obvious what happened. You fell in love with the charismatic Hollywood megastar, but instead of being your knight in shining armor, Rex broke your heart, so you killed him. Nonsense. I told you. I knew our relationship wouldn't last. Yeah, I know how it feels to be rejected, but to burn the man alive, that's monstrous. Rex was the monster. He was the one who wanted me dead. And I know who you are. You're the supernatural hunters Rex hired to kill me. Well, I'm not going without a fight. Say, what? Say, this doesn't sound good. Wait, you're not human? What are you? Hunter's like, you know exactly what I am. Okay, we're supernatural hunters, but we're not here to harm you. Rex didn't hire us. Just tell us what happened. Oh, woodland spirit. My name is Ruba Ray. I'm a woodland spirit. I've been watching over this forest for 1,000 years. But my time is coming to an end. Before long, I will be gone. I'm in need of an heir, someone to take over and look after these woods once I pass on. As Rex and I became closer, I trusted him. I thought maybe he could be the one to help me bear a child. So I opened up to him and showed him who I really was. I take it he didn't react well to the truth. He was horrified, told me he'd find someone else who'd rid the world of a monster like me. A peaceful spirit. I didn't want to hurt him, but I had to protect myself. So I grabbed that flamethrower while Rex was on the set to make it look like he was killed by a human. Whoa. Why didn't you just, like... Anyways. Could have just, like, snuck in and just didn't tell him and tried to have a baby with him. Liars, you're here to destroy me. You'll have to catch me first. Oh, brother. Well, that was close, Ace. We almost ended up roasted just like Rex Lane. Ben was right after all. The star of the weird stuff was murdered by a human, but he was burned to death by a woodland spirit, defending her life. Ruby Ray must also be responsible for all the strange things Arthur Darkwood told us about, the things we've seen since arriving in the forest. That woodland spirit is unstable and out of control, and from what we've seen, that's a dangerous combination. We must find her and convince her we're not here to harm her. That's the end of chapter 3. We'll see you guys in the next one. Over and out. Alright, let's go see if we can find Ruby Ray. A little singed around the edges, but it could have been a lot worse. Ruby Ray is on the warpath. She thinks we're the supernatural hunters Rex Lane hired to eliminate her. She's clearly feeling desperate. She needs to produce an heir. For her, it's a matter of life and death. My woodland lore is correct. I think there's a way we can help Ruby Ray. We just have to convince her that we're the good guys. Well, Ace, you and Felix should find the woodland spirit. We also need to find Falcon, my former mentor. I know how an old friend thinks, and I reckon I saw something near the film set which could get us started. Meet me on the set in a few minutes, Ace, unless you and Felix want to find Ruby Ray first. I was not expecting this at all. At all. Ruby Ray, if you're out here, please come talk with us. We're unharmed. We just want to help you. Liar, your kind don't help creatures like me. You've been sent to destroy me. No. We have nothing to do with him. Ace and our crew are committed to protecting supernatural creatures. You need to conceive an heir, right? Well, there might be a way that can happen. Now, this might seem like an awkward question, but when was the last time you and Rex Lane slept together? A few days ago, I believe. Well, according to lore, you can still conceive a child within a week of lying with a human. The seed can be enchanted with this special incantation together with some object that represents the human's affection towards you. Did Rex ever give you anything while you were together? A gift, maybe? We had a necklace made for me. It's probably still in the cabin. Then we'll go and get it and do our best to help you. You better be telling the truth, humans. You know what happens to people who cross me. Yes, we do. And believe me, I do not want to cross you. Psycho. Crazy. I mean, she's still attractive. I don't know why he got freaked out. This necklace we're looking for better work. If we can't help Ruby can conceive a child, our butts are toast. Where should we start looking, Ace? I guess that suitcase is good a place as any. If you were in a relationship with someone and they ended up showing up like that, I'd be like, one, I wouldn't want to cross them. because that would scare the bejeebers out of me, and I'm trying to figure out a way to make it work. Because I would be fearful for my own life. Oh, that's a cool necklace. Nice work, dude. That ruby necklace you found in the victim's suitcase must be the one Ruby Ray told us about. Take this necklace to my child and get to work on the incantation, Ace. Come see me once I'm ready. Ready to try my fertility incantation on this ruby necklace, Ace. Find the right words is mega important. I gotta make sure I'm using the correct spell. If I speak one wrong word, even one wrong syllable, Ruby Ray might give birth to some enchanted meerkat. So here goes nothing. Cratonia, Rumen, Ruby Ray, Matoled, Astion, Rex. Oh, look at that necklace, Ace. I think it's working. Now all I have to do is get this necklace to Ruby Ray and she can conceive an heir. Sure, I wish things were like that. In real life, that would be convenient. So humans, are you here bearing good tidings, or have you come to meet your end? We have good news. We found your necklace and have enchanted with a fertility incantation. Wear this necklace and never take it off, and you will conceive a child. Oh my gosh, I can sense the child's presence inside me. I will give birth to a son. Thank you, Ace. You have restored my trust in humanity. Take all of my worldly wealth. I am no longer in need of it. I mean, that was cool. I'm glad we were able to help her. I think I have like 3,000 energy right now. Can't remember. That's interesting. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's right. It's his friend. Nice to spot Ace's markings carved in the tree are exactly what I'm looking for. How can I use these symbols as codes back when we were hunting vampires together? Whatever these markings mean, they're a huge step towards finding my old mentor. Let's get a photo of them and decipher the code. Shouldn't you know the code? These carved symbols correspond with the sequence of numbers Ace. These make any sense to you? And me neither. They could mean anything. Instead of scratching our heads all night, Nicole, let's have Hope crunch these numbers and see what she can come up with. Oh yeah, I'm sure she'll come up with something. These numbers you sent me got to think about my guardian again, Ace. He was the one who taught me how to read you coordinates like these. Oh, your guardian? You haven't told us much about him, but I thought he was more of the scholarly type and less of a Boy Scout. He did like his books, but he was surprisingly big on practical skills like self-defense and hiking. Anyways, it didn't take me long to recognize the numbers as latitude and longitude coordinates. Ah, where do they lead? About a mile east of here. Nothing came up when I hacked into the satellite imagery, so I sent out a drone below the treetops. There's a wooden structure with these coordinates, and it's not the cabin the victim was renting. Wooden structure. That could be where we'll find Falcon. Only one way to find out, Ace. Let's go to these. Let's go to the cabin or the wooden structure. State your business. What are you doing on my property? Hey Falcon, it's me, Jake, your old hunting partner. Jake? Jake of Arrow? Yes, my God, it's good to see you, old friend, after all these years. Wait, how do I know it's you? The Jake I remember had both of his arms, for starters. Not to mention you could be some shapeshifter pretending to be Jake. Maybe this is all in my head. Do you think I ate too many of those mushrooms last night? Either way, if you can't prove you're the real Jacob Barrow, you better stay clear. Alright, trust me, I am your old partner, and we'll be back to prove it. I don't remember him being this paranoid. He's obviously been through a few scrapes since I last saw him, and if he doesn't even trust me. But it doesn't matter, I have an idea. Let's go search that weird recreation area. We can grab some of the evil over there. I mean, to be fair, that makes sense. The guy's like living in a hermit lifestyle, and if he doesn't see this guy, it's like, why would he show up now? The Black Pig, exactly what I needed to prove Falcon that I'm his former prince. After my wife was killed by vampires, Falcon took me under his wing, so I didn't spiral into a revenge-fueled rage. I owe my life. Anyway, if you want proof, we need to examine this plan. I'll explain later, but if it is what I think it is, we're in business. Color me curious. Hot dog, Ace, this plant is yellow ivy, exactly what I was looking for. See if I can taught me a neat trick years ago. You can take a few of these yellow ivy, scrunch them up your hands, then mix them with a breath spray. Voila, mini fireball in the palm of your hand. Falcon and I use this on more than one occasion to get out of a nasty jam. Let's head back to Falcon's property. Ace. Once he sees this, he'll believe me for sure. I have no idea if that's actually true. That would be very interesting if it was. You again. I told you to steer clear. If we don't have proof that I'm Jake Arrow, well, surely this rings a bell. Remember when you taught me how to do this? We used it to clear that gang of vampires out of old Mrs. Johnson's attic. Mrs. Johnson? Why you dang near burned the whole place down running around with your hands on fire? There wasn't anything left of her drapes. It really is you, Jake. What are you doing here, rookie? It's good to see you, Falcon, and it's been a long time since anyone's called me rookie. But I'm afraid this isn't a social call. There are disturbing things going on at the moment, and me and my crew of hunters could use your advice. What kind of disturbing things? We learned there are demons roaming the earth, and we're following the lead that they may be in league with the werewolves. Demons? Well, that is nasty business. That's not a supernatural creature in existence that comes close to the danger of a demon possesses the human race. What can you tell us about them? Just bits and pieces I've picked up over the years. The demons live in a realm called the Netherworld. They're ruled by a queen, and it's from her that they draw their strength. That's the reason they're so powerful. The Demon Queen was defeated many years ago, but I've heard rumors she's still alive. She and her legion are gathering strength again. So what do the demons want with us? Why would they come to Earth? For our resources, the demons have consumed all life in the Netherworld. Their realm is barren, and like parasites, they want to suck this planet dry. Well, Ace has seen evidence of this, signs that a demon has been draining Earth's life force. Normally, they can't cross into our world because there's a spiritual veil between us and the Netherworld, but if a demon is strong, they can breach the barrier. Alternatively, a demon can be summoned by a human. Yeah, we're familiar with that too. We've seen how that works firsthand. Have you ever heard of werewolves and demons cooperating together? Can't say that I have, but now that I know how to track you and your crew, let's stay in touch, Jake. We can keep each other updated on anything we learn. And if you're going up against werewolves, Ace, you better take this disguise. Nice. Interesting. As strange as this investigation has been, Ace, I feel it's sort of a happy ending. We helped Ray, an ancient woodland spirit, to conceive a child so that she can leave behind an heir when she passes on. And I got to reunite my old mentor Falcon. Although what he shared with us is far from happy news. Turns out the demons who made their way to the earth were fleeing the netherworld, which has become barren. And after draining the realm of life, the demons are breaching the barrier between our two worlds in order to consume our energy. Which is why Priya's undercover mission with the werewolves is so important, Ace. We must know whether they're involved. Well, Ace, we might be able to get some answers. I've intercepted an encoded message from Priya. She says she has information for us, but it's too dangerous to transmit over the airwaves. She sent us rendezvous coordinates to meet her in person in Montana. And put on your snow chains and your trailers, everyone. We're going to Montana. Boom. We'll be doing that Saturday morning. I'll post it in Discord in terms of when we're going to be going live, because case is already open and I think 15 releases this week. So, yep. Anywho, so thank you guys all for the stream. Happy to have done it. I'm very, very tired, but I appreciate all you guys coming on. And I will be seeing you guys next Saturday. Over and out.